Die, Shieldred, die. Lifelink. So I'm going to leave a Spirited Companion just as an insurance policy against Invoke Despair. Then we don't have to give our wedding announcement, or, sorry, wedding festivity. Draw. Just the Steel Seraph is probably going to be enough to win the game. Hello, friends. Made another new deck with some new cards. So the name of the set is March of the Machine. March of the Machine singular. There was a card called March of the Machines back in Mirrodin. It was like a Blue Titania song, but this one's called March of the Machine. And we're going to bring her back. Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, plural. But Michael J. Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, plural, is not from this set. No, there's a new Elesh Norn. Just adjectiveless Elesh Norn in March of the Machine. Forecasting cost creature for a 3/5 vigilance, tons of text. You do not want to attack into Elesh Norn unless you are really rich on mana, because every time you bash the opponent, you have to pay 1 or you lose 2 life. She's really good at disincentivizing people from attacking. She has this additional ability, which is sacrifice 3 other creatures, exile Elesh Norn, then return it to the battlefield, transformed under its owner's control, activate only as a sorcery. When you sacrifice those 3 creatures, she becomes the Argent Etchings. Chapter 1 of her saga as the Argent Etchings. Incubate 5 times, then transform all incubator tokens you control. So she just puts, she eats like probably 3 power worth of creatures. In this deck, all that drew a card probably, and then gives you 10 power. Chapter 2, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain double strike until end of turn. They become 3/3s with double strike, so they're 30 damage coming in the next turn. So they went from 10 power, go up to I don't know. 3/3s each, double strike, 6. I can't count that high. It's a lot. If your opponent doesn't oppose it, they die on the spot for the most part. And then at Chapter 3, I can tell you I've never gotten to Chapter 3. That's a lie. I've gotten to Chapter 3. Destroy all other permanents except for artifacts, lands, and Phyrexians. Exile the Argent Etchings, then return to the battlefield front face up. So after she goes through her saga cycle, she becomes regular adjectiveless Elesh Norn again. But, she does a Wrath type effect. So what's going on in this deck? I wanted to build around Elesh Norn, so I wildcarded 4 Elesh Norns right after I wildcarded 4 Vorinclex. And I was just like, hey, this card seems really good. In particular, I liked it because it was just good against the kinds of decks that I like to play. Right? I like to play decks that put pressure on the opponent, that are low to the ground, attack, etc. And Elesh Norn is a disgusting blocker, 3/5 for 4 with vigilance, so she can play offense, defense. And then, if she's just the front end with her disincentivizing attack ability, she's not that bad. But the ability to become the Argent Etchings is really powerful. So ask yourself, how do I want to exploit the Argent Etchings? And the answer that I came up with was play a bunch of dorks, right? So there is a wide tradition in the current standard of playing a bunch of dorks, whether they are Spirited Companions or Ambitious Farmhands. A very typical strategy you're going to see is a white control deck that has 4 Ambitious Farmhand and 4 the Restoration of Eiganjo at 3, right? And then they play 22 land. And that's kind of like playing 30 land if you hit your first 3 land drops and you get into the Restoration of Eiganjo. But they're definitely cheating, right? So if you don't have like a facilitating cantrip guy on turn 2, you might not even get to 3 lands, let alone playing like you have 30 lands, right? So I went a weird route, which is to say, I'm going to play 4 Ambitious Farmhand and 4 Spirited Companion. And I'm a Spirited Companion in lieu of the Restoration of Eiganjo, which is a stronger card. I think that all 3 cards are pretty comparable, right? So Ambitious Farmhand and Spirited Companion are neck and neck on power level. Ambitious Farmhand is, I think, the card that generally gets the nod, not because it's so much stronger than Spirited Companion, but just because it allows you to cheat on mana and do that 22 land strategy. So I decided to cheat on mana. I have 12 planes, one each of Brokers Hideout, Cabaretti Courtyard, and Obscura Storefront. So why did I do that? I'm kind of borrowing from the Sand Black strategy of doing the Cabaretti Courtyards for Serra Paragon rebuys for 3 life. And then, just have regular planes that those lands can get and, combine with Ambitious Farmhand. But instead of playing the Restoration of Eiganjo, I'm just relying on the cantrip type nature of Spirited Companion in order to help get me there. Spirited Companion is less accurate at getting planes than the Restoration of Eiganjo, but it costs 1 less mana, and that is huge. Sometimes you're just going to keep a 2-land hand, especially on the draw, and hope to get there with Spirited Companion. Also, you just need dorks, right? So you need Ambitious Farmhand, you need Spirited Companion. Obviously, you're going to play 4 copies of Wedding Announcement to give you additional dorks, and those dorks are going to help you flip Elesh Norn. So here's the thing. You know who else is really good with dorks, especially 187 dorks that do things when they come into play? Serra Paragon, right? So we have 4 Serra Paragon, and by 4 I mean 3, because we needed to make room for Elesh Norn and Elesh Norn Mother of Machines. But Elesh Norn Mother of Machines she's fantastic with Ambitious Farmhand. She's fantastic with Spirited Companion. She's fantastic with Ossification. Ossification is unbelievable with Elesh Norn in play. Hopefully in this video we're going to see some crazy turn where we untap with Mother of Machines and play like an Ossification and Ambitious Farmhand, and our opponent is both buried in our card advantage and loses all their best guys, and it's just a riot for us and hell for them. So dorks flip Elesh Norn. Dorks pay Elesh Norn Mother of Machines. Dorks work well with Serra Paragon, and we're doing like the Sand Black thing from that red-white deck and just not playing any Planeswalkers. 1 copy of the Wandering Emperor is all we got in this deck. Could have played other Planeswalkers, but I'm trying to high-end on Mother of Machines, and I'm trying to highlight regular Elesh Norn. The rest of the stuff, there's different styles of white control. I decided to lean heavily into kind of a creature-based, Serra Paragon-based deck, so I have 3 Steel Seraphs. I wanted really hard to play 4 Reckoner Bankbuster, 4 Steel Seraph, 4 Serra Paragon, but if I did that, I just wouldn't have had room for the new Elesh Norns that I wanted to highlight in this deck, so we had to shave something. But, the thing about Steel Seraph, some people swear by it, some people don't play it at all. Sam didn't have it. He chose to play Other Angels in that red-white deck that was so cool that we looked at last week. Steel Seraph is the best card in all of white control if you're playing against black. Black decks in Standard typically play Cut Down as their frontline defense against, small red creatures, and Cut Down has text against Spirited Companion and Ambitious Farmhand. It sucks. It's using a full card for a half card, but it still has text. But it can't kill Steel Seraph, and then the second line of defenses typically go for the throat, which can't target Steel Seraph. So unless they're going to go some route of losing 2 life, or some route of tapping 4 lands, or discarding cards to gain a little life, or they're hoping to hit Steel Seraph with an Invoke Despair when you have all these other dorks in your deck, this thing sticks around and it wins races, right? So you're talking about racing Tenacious Underdogs, this thing's gaining 3 to maybe 5 life a turn. The opponent has to respect it, and they can't remove it very easily. So I decided to lean into the Steel Seraph sort of version. And my last ace I have a 1 of, which is White Sun's Twilight. White Sun's Twilight is the best card in Standard that nobody plays. Not nobody, but very few people play it. There are a lot of decks that kind of get to a middle turn sort of situation where they're at a semi-advantage, and they're like, whew, all right, we're in top deck war, or like, I've got a couple guys in play, I'm feeling pretty good. White Sun's Twilight demolishes any advantage the opponent has in play, immediately gives you a battlefield position that might be lethal the next turn, and gains a ton of life, all in 1 card. You can't play too many, because for it to be at full bore, it needs to have 7 mana put into it, right? So you can't play too many, but it's a good card. The other thing about it in this deck is 2 things. 1, I think the value of cards like Farewell has changed a lot in Standard. I think if you're going to play a lot of battles, then Farewell is cool because it doesn't touch battles. The same with people who are trying to kind of bias the battlefield with Planeswalkers and Farewell. We're like, oh, I'm going to play Farewell. It doesn't interact with my Planeswalkers. Same thing could be true with battles. But if you're not a battles guy, right? So my deck is mostly creatures, then you don't want to play Farewell. And I think that just changes how everything's moving in Standard. And there's no good way for a white control deck to try to fight battles and planeswalkers at the same time while they have a lot of creatures in play. So we showcased a deck a couple of days ago, that Vorinclex deck that used Karn Silex. This deck doesn't have enough kind of raw material advantage to play a card like Karn Silex. It's just gonna deuce the battlefield. It's probably just gonna put everybody to even, except for we have fewer life points than the opponent, right? So you don't want to go that direction. White Sun's Twilight is going to give you a lot of life instead of putting you in a position where you're at even life. And it also gives you a position where you might just win the game. Let's look at our sideboard a little bit. I'm actually going to play a best of one standard event today for my gameplay portion. This is an alpha deck. I just put it together. Maybe it's like version 1.2, right? I did try some other versions before, but I think this one's okay. I have a lot of ideas in my sideboard, but I'm not sure if they're good. So Skrelv's Hive is a card that I think is underplayed in white control decks. It's obviously played heavily in Selesnya sort of poison decks, but it's not played heavily in white control decks at all. What's special about Skrelv's Hive is it is everything in one card. It's an enchantment itself, and it makes an artifact. So it turns on Roadside Reliquary, and it turns on Banishing Slash. The other card I have in my sideboard is Banishing Slash. I think this is... When I say White Sun's Twilight is the most underplayed card, I think Banishing Slash is the real most underplayed card. In a deck that has artifacts and enchantments in play, it's just like 2 mana, destroy their best thing, draw 2 cards. It's really insane. But it didn't make my main deck. Why did it not make my main deck? At one point, I had like 12-point removals, and I was just like, Ossification is just too much better with Serra Paragon and Elesh Norn. But there could be configurations where maybe we like take out creatures because we don't want to be vulnerable to go for the throat, so we're going to go Skrelv's Hive instead, and then we're going to go Banish. So that's kind of a potential sideboard semi-transformation. And then I've got like more Reckoner Bankbusters for grinding, and then more White Sun's Twilight. Maybe I'm going to play like longer games where we have time to cast a 7, and then like Planeswalker Suite. I'll put the full deck list up in the write-up, on the website, on Instagram, or whatever. So you'll see the sideboard that I have right now, but I'm not super confident in this sideboard yet. I do really like the main deck. Elesh Norn does not disappoint. Front side of the card, excellent combat creature, right? If you're playing a defensive deck, right? She's not the best beatdown creature, but excellent combat creature if you are trying to defend yourself and set up. If she flips, your opponent has to deal very quickly or they are going to lose. Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, is so powerful and exciting. 7 toughness is a ton. Vigilance is awesome. If you ever in the position to cast Spirited Companion, Ambitious Farmhand, Ossification, with this creature in play, and sometimes we're buying those cards back with Serra Paragon, my friends, chaos ensues. At least for the opponent. All right, that's the deck. White control, double Norn. See you in a sec. Here we go, standard event with double Norn. It can be Elesh Norn action, Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines action. It is March of the Machine, singular, enabling Mother of Machines, plural. Hopefully we'll see some sweet interactions, see some flipped Elesh Norn incubation tokens, dead opponents. All right, opponent going first is actually kind of a saving grace for us. Give us a chance to draw land. Keep this 7. All right, Storefront, obviously. Get a land. If we were to play planes on the first one, it means we would have to draw an untapped land on the second turn in order to cast Spirited Companion. Did our opponent miss their land drop? If they did, I will take it. I'm not above taking that. Sweet. Let's not lose. It would be embarrassing if we lost this one. Valiant Veteran. I am merciless to people who play Valiant Veteran, I gotta tell you. You know, people like good game. I'm no interest in having a good game with them. Like any of the games that they win are just based on the opponent not being able to cast their spells. Like I don't understand how that's a good game. That's me. Brutal Cathar. Siege Veteran. Valiant Veteran 2. I will cast Elesh Norn and Sego. So I don't think they have like good creature removal. They have like Ossification or something for Elesh Norn. I don't even think this deck plays that kind of card. Do you? Right, so they just did nothing. Will attack with Elesh Norn by herself. They don't have the mana to Wandering Emperor me. Come on. Oh, that doesn't matter if they had Wandering Emperor anyway. Cathar Commando. I will take a 2-for-1. That's fine. Straight up take it if you're giving it to me. Boon of Safety. I guess it's still a 2-for-1, right? Like if they double block here. Also, they're going to take 4. Yeah, I will kill your Valiant Veteran and your shield counter. Your Valiant Veteran and your shield counter is pretty good. I will now play Serra Paragon. Get a bunch of life out of the graveyard. Like, the mild disadvantage is if we, like, use a lay down arms on Spirited Companion, they can respond by destroying it with Cabaretti Courtyard. Faithbound Judge. Yep. That is, in fact, a Magic of the Gathering card. I will lay down the arms of Faithbound Judge. I will rumble. Block! They really blocked. Thought better of it. You can't block there. So if they had blocked, obviously would have played Spirited Companion out of the graveyard. Would have been awesome. This way we still draw a card. Well, they're tapped out, so maybe Lay Down Arms is... Oh, Lay Down Arms is good. Because otherwise they might kill our wedding announcement. I don't want that to happen. Serra Paragon. I am a genius. Now I don't have removal for their Serra Paragon. Okay. What plan do we have? We can rumble with both. They're going to block Spirited Companion for free, or they can bounce Serra Paragon. So that block was awesome. Now we just get to rebuy Spirited Companion. And I guess play Elesh Norn. I'm going to play this Roadside Reliquary first. And then play Elesh Norn and pretend like I have a play for white. Draw a card here. Mother of Machines! Oh, we're going to have a sweet next turn. We are going to have a sweet next turn. Mother of Machines. Valiant Veteran villain over here probably thought they were going to have a good day when they vanquished the Horde at us. Boon of Safety to kill our sweet creature and then vanquished our Horde, but no. Heroes are still ahead. Oh, you turned on our roadside reliquary. That's also good. Everything's good for us. Savior of... I don't know what this does, so I'm going to kill it. That's my philosophy. Okay. We can attack here. That doesn't do anything. Are there sweet things to rebuy? There's nothing sweet to rebuy. 6, 7. We don't have enough mana for that. I will just attack. Make them take 4. Then cast a full casting cost. Serra Paragon. Oh, if we were actually any good, we could have played that pre-combat and gained 2 life. I think that we had too much. Additional space. Morel. Response: I will eat this. I hate Morel. Of all the cards I dislike in the Soldiers deck, I think I dislike Morel the most. And that's saying something. Next. Let's see here. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 less 7. Yeah, we have enough. All right. I will give this lifelink. Attack. Next, I will play regular Elesh Norn, not the Mother of Machines. Then I will play Ambitious Farmhand. Gather my rosebuds while I may. Activate Elesh Norn, sacrificing these 3 creatures. Play a Brokers Hideout. Thaw out one of the last planes in my deck. There's only 2 planes left out of 30 cards. Can we manage to not draw additional planes? Yeah, Morel. I know you missed your second land drop. I'm still merciless. Full-on merciless. They're tanking for 1,000,000 years. Can make one guy. Alright, I was going to block with everything, but I guess that they took that out of my hands. Anytime you beat a deck that has Valiant Veteran, Morel, probably Thalia, like anytime you do that, you are doing a service to every Magic the Gathering player there is. Like White Weenie decks are like a bane to... So, like, Blue-White Soldiers is also a bane. Mono-White Soldiers is less of a bane because fewer people play it. But, like... I mean, not that I'm one to rant. However, it is insane to me that the card Stone Rain is considered unfun and too powerful, but the card Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, which costs less than Stone Rain, is considered just fine. Like, oh, we should definitely have a 2/1 combat creature with a sweet, like, first strike ability that Stone Rains your opponent multiple times per turn. That is insane. Like, that anyone thought that that was a good idea. In the universe, we're specifically talking about in a universe where Stone Rain is too powerful. Take action. Yeah, I don't think, like, Esper Legends are the bad people. Okay, this is probably an Esper control deck. They haven't done anything. I'll attack. Alright, question. I could play Brokers Hideout Spirited Companion this turn. I'll try that. Then we could play Elesh Norn next turn. The other option would have been to play Wedding Announcement this turn. I honestly don't know what the right play is, because I don't even know what deck they are yet. Like, maybe they'll play Kaido Shizuki or something. Okay, sweet. They did nothing. All right. Do you think they have... I think if they had Make Disappear, they would have cast it last turn. Maybe they have Negate. The guy would have definitely Make Disappear. Negate. Cut down. The thing about cut down in this matchup is that it's terrible, but at the same time, what else are you going to do with it? All right, next. Attack. All right, I'm going to play Serra Paragon. Wait, I have Brokers Hideout in my graveyard, right? Yeah, and Cabaretti Courtyard. So I'm at least going to get a 2-for-1 here, no matter what, as long as this resolves. Are they a control deck? Urta Resurrected. I hope this doesn't bite me in the bum. I still got a 2-for-1. Shieldred. Alright, what's the best play? We need to have 8 or more cards in our graveyard. We have 7 cards in our graveyard currently. They have 3 cards in hand. They can probably make us have 8 cards in our graveyard. I'm going to play regular Elesh Norn and lay down arms this creature. I cannot lay down arms this creature. Alright, I guess I'm playing regular Elesh Norn. I guess the better play would have been to play Mother of Machines then last turn. They need 5 to flip this, so I think it's unlikely that they can kill this and also flip Shieldred this turn. Saving Grace. Three cards still. It's Praetor on Praetor violence. What are you waiting for? What play do you have? Do you think that my Elesh Norn is just going to jump into the graveyard by herself? I was going to say no blocks, but I'm not allowed to block. Oh! Triggered ability. They probably can pay. Three cards, second main phase. What do you got, opponent? Shieldred's Edicts. Okay, you got it. Ossify that. So, I'm going to play Wedding Announcement. That's going to give us an enchantment to soak up and invoke Despair, if that's what they have. Shieldred. Okay. The worst. Well, we now at least can do this. We couldn't do that previously. Why did Shieldred not kill our token? Oh, a non-token creature. Oh, that's awesome. Word to your mother. We can make an artifact on demand, and we also have a Steel Seraph in our hand. Path of Death. No fun, no fun. Let's see, what should we do? I guess we'll just play full power Steel Seraph here. So they have 3 cards now. We have a slight edge. They killed our non-token creature. Okay, next. So they're playing Path of Peril. Maybe this is bad. I guess it's just token creatures, right? It can't be that bad. Reckoner Bankbuster, sure. This is going to be sweet next turn. Mirrex in the house. 2 cards in hand. We should be drawing off of Wedding Announcement. Poison you. Draw something sweet, probably. That's pretty good. And then we'll draw a card. Hey, they draw a card too. It couldn't be helped. That's all 3 of our sack lands. Okay. Main phase. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorin the Mirthless. Not impressed.
Under my watch, neither vampire nor human instinct. You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Okay. Ossification the token. Oh, maybe we should have played regular planes. Would we have had enough? I don't think we would have had enough. You over here, and then all of y'all over here.
Have not gone my way.
Draw a card. Elesh Norn. Probably never going to come up. Make a Mirrex token at the end of turn. We don't have to expose the Wandering Emperor. And we won't! Alright. Two down. 5 to go. I don't like that the opponents keep killing our Elesh Norns before we can go off with them. I would like to go off for the contents. Opponent goes first. Oh, we can cast everything in our hand. That's the saving grace on this. We'll keep a Reckoner Raid. Might get beaten down on this one. Depending on what they do, I'm gonna probably just play Bankbuster. Deck's helping us out. Probably gonna lay down arms their first Reckoner Raid flip. I have a sweet motorcycle jacket. Well, now you're dead. Alright, let's think. Let us think. No creatures to eat. I like that. Graveyard Trespasser is so good. Just like the best creature. Only gonna get us for 3 though. I couldn't rebuy that anyway. Shieldred? Kamano faces Kakazan. Mono Saga Beatdown. Probably pretty good. I myself have thought often about Mono Saga Beatdown. Do you think Mono Saga Beatdown can remove a mother of machines? Do you think that's the thing they can do? Do you think like they... Well, maybe they have like the long reach of night, which could potentially kill the mother of machines. Oh, we're gonna be at 7? That's not good. We did mull. Alright, Mono Saga Beatdown. I think we have to own up to submitting one on this, which stinks. Like if we just played Elesh Norn this turn, then we would have been able to next turn get everybody with 1 ossification, but it's just too dangerous. All right, So if they come in with this Sweet Saga as a 2/2, we can block it with this Reckoner Raid. I'm sorry, with this Reckoner Bankbuster. Reckoner Raids versus Reckoner Bankbusters getting confusing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, they could Invoke Despair us into next week, for sure. If they play Invoke Despair, burn down the house, make 3 devils. Ugh. Swinging. I don't know how we deal with this. That'll put us to 4. We need to gain life, I think, or we're just going to die. Ooh. How can we gain life? Can we get enough different power in play? 4, 5... 4, 5, 6. 6 is not enough. Ossification or lay down arms would be really helpful. Announcement. Arguably, we should not have played the last one. Right, so if they can deal 1 point of damage, we're pretty much cooked. When Invasion of Asgul enters the battlefield, target player sacrifices a creature planeswalker and loses 1 life. So I guess we're dead. So if we block all of these 1/1s, then we're just going to die, I think. As long as they don't screw up. How about kill my Ambitious Farmhand? He's very ambitious. Mono Saga Beatdown. Mono Saga plus Battles Beatdown. I guess that card's pretty good. It's like a Chainer's Edict plus also tings you for 1. It's like exactly the kind of Blightning card I always used to love to play back when I was into that kind of thing. Just like a little value and a little extra. Alright, we go first. Awesome. I mean, this hand has no Ossifications and laydown arms, so they're obviously playing Mono Saga Beatdown. If we just had, like, I don't know, an Ossification or like maybe 2 laydown arms or something at the point that they had the Devils, I think we probably would have been okay-ish. Maybe the Wandering Emperor. Our first 4 land drops are spoken for, so that's pretty good. Like, this could be a good person, and this could be a terrible person. If they pass, they're probably a good person. They are a terrible person. In case you were at home keeping score, 1 good person, 1 terrible person. Will they trade here? I don't know if I want to trade. Probably I would trade. If they play a Valiant Veteran, obviously I'm not going to trade. But I think I would trade Ambitious Farmhand for Yoshin Frontliner at this stage of the game. Right? Like they get 1 rebuy and then maybe we get a rebuy later. What is this? Weird. They could do like an immediate rebuy. And then we still get a decent block if they have an immediate rebuy. If they have a Brutal Cathar here, that is in fact brutal though. they'll get in for 2 on a Brutal Cathar. Like, I honestly find the structure of the Soldier's deck to be offensive. It builds itself, like, every card just says Soldier on it. And they just, like, make it so that, like, the opponent's cards just don't interact. And yet, at the same time, it doesn't have, like, a flabbergasting win rate. So you're not... It's not like you're a genius if you choose to play it. Brutal Cathar. Like, this card is, like, offensive. This card is not offensive. This card asks you to do a lot, and it does a cool thing. This doesn't even do a cool thing. It just makes it hard for the opponent to play Magic in, like, any kind of a conventional way. What's so hard? Just play your Soldier. Like, your cards all play at sorcery speed for the most part. Okay. Respect. Recruitment officer, sure. Attack! Attacking would be awesome. No attack. Coward. Do I attack? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If they block... They block with Resolute Reinforcements and one other thing. It's not worth attacking. Please don't have Brutal Cathar this turn. I'd say that's all I ask, but I do want more out of life than them just not having Brutal Cathar. Ooh, looks like they're going to make a Desperation attack. I guess just to keep us from flipping? Let's see how this goes. They're going to get a bunch of 1/1s back, and I don't think they're going to send Siege Veteran. But, like, as long as they can make us sacrifice 1 human, then presumably we can't flip Elesh Norn this turn, which I guess is what they're afraid of. What was that? That made no sense. 4, let's see, 3, 6. Let's go! So we get 1 additional wedding announcement token for blocking. Can animate this into a 5/5. These guys are going to be insane next turn, obviously. Then next turn... I mean, they have to do something or they're going to get all their stuff killed. Like, we could actually just play defense and all their stuff will get killed. Harbin. They should not have used their Yoshin Frontliner. That does not suddenly give haste, I don't think. If I block like this... Well, I should have crewed up Reckoner Bankbuster and blocked. They can kill 1 guy. Yeah, Reckoner Bankbuster would have been a way better block. Resolve. Okay, on my turn, we can crew Reckoner Bankbuster. Draw. our guys get wild. I think we're just going to send everybody, and then if they have anything that matters that's still alive, probably Harbin will kill. Should have blocked with Reckoner Bankbuster. We would have had one more 4/4 double striker. The whole reason that we played the Reckoner Bankbuster was to be able to make that play, by the way. So they'll have like a bunch of 1/1s. But maybe we'll kill Siege Veteran, maybe we'll kill Harbin. It depends on what they have left. We'll have 19 life, though. Does this make soldiers? Colorless soldier artifact tokens. So those actually survive the Ardent Etchings. Just for what it's worth. This is 12, 13, 14, 15, let's see, 4 by 4, 16... plus 12. Are they not blocking? Every time a soldier player dies, an angel gets its wings. It's just facts. So, what did we do that last game? We flipped Elesh Norn. I guess our opponent just didn't want to do the math. There certainly was a better scenario than taking, I don't know what that was, like 40 damage or something. It was like 16 double strike plus 12 plus 8. So 20, 30, like 50 damage, something along those lines. I will go first. Please be a good person, not a terrible person. See, they're a good person also, but we don't have a draw that's very good against their good person draw. It's very complicated. Are you just going to kill our guy? An actual play with fire against half of a card? You've played against this kind of deck, right? You know that I have rebuy cards, right? Now you have to... Oh, does this live? It's so hard for them to deal with cards like Serra Paragon in game 1. Like, if they lightning strike this, it sucks. But it's also not a lightning strike that went to our jaw, and they have no creatures in play. I think they have to lightning strike this while I'm tapped out, I think. Yeah, so if we like get to untap with that and give something lifelink, life's annoying for them. They have squee. They have nothing. All right. I like that. Koth fire resistance. Respect. Obviously going to get a...
I'm ready to fight.
Obviously going to get a mountain. Samurai.
Keep watch for intruders.
Huh. What's the right play here? I guess we go Norn. If we put a +1/+1 counter on this Samurai, then if they use Koth, even if they use Koth to kill Norn, it just will kill Koth, which is pretty good for us. Other option would have been to put a +1/+1 counter on Norn to live through Koth, but she still wouldn't live through multiple spells, and I think like just taking Koth down to a manageable, they can't do the abilities next turn again, is pretty good. Their other option is to just draw a card with Koth here and have 5 Mountain in play, and or maybe they have a second Koth, right? So they go like second Koth. Well, first Koth kill Norn, second Koth cast it and probably kill Samurai, and we're like pretty far behind, and they have a Koth in play. I think they're gonna kill Norn. Yep.
Here comes the avalanche.
Here comes the avalanche. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to 4, but we are kind of ahead on the battlefield. Would have been nice to hit our land drop last turn. Can't have everything you want. But if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. Alright, they're fixing their hand. Kill the... Wandering Emperor did a good job this game. Really helpful. I mean, she didn't, like, gain a ton of card advantage, but, like, just not straight up losing was good. Alright. I hate playing Serra Paragon for no value. Just hate it. Alright. That's what we'll do, though. They clearly have cards that can, like, Fireball for 5. They have enough mana for Light Up the Night, which is what they cast last turn. Red X, Light Up the Night, deals X damage to any target. It deals X plus 1 damage instead if that target is a creature or planeswalker. So it's actually super cheap for them to kill a creature with this. Chandra. Chandra can straight up kill Serra Paragon. 4 and 4. Pew pew.
We'll just have to try again.
What do you think? Steel Seraph or Spirited Companion? I'm gonna go Steel Seraph. Upside's pretty high if it lives, and then next turn we can play Mother of Machines. We're at 16 to 3.5 cards in hand. And if we get to untap with Mother of Machines, which has an enormous toughness, to be quite fair, we're going to get a huge next turn. Oh, man! Maybe we should have played Mother of Machines. Yeah, they're going to kill Steel Seraph. Their deck is pretty cool. This is exactly the kind of deck you don't want to fight if you are a regular white control deck without Bitter Reunion. Presumably they have Fable the Mirror Breaker. Like, they're playing Volcanic Spite, so I assume they have Fable the Mirror Breaker, which is like the best card against white control decks if you're playing this kind of a strategy. So they can do 3 and 3, leave 2 loyalty on Chandra, and we're in a lot of trouble, I think.
For everyone we've lost to Phyrexian.
Let's see how this goes. I mean, they could easily just cast, like, a 4 damage thing at Elesh Norn, and Chandra will double it. $44 to 40. Nominally, they've only seen one more card than we have. Exile the top 5 cards.
No plan, no problem.
They can play another Chandra, can't they? Or is it only instants and sorceries? Oh, so they just miss? So all these cards are just too awesome? Invasion of Kaldheim. They missed! Urbrask's Forge. Don't care. I will take 1. Ready to take my 1. Are they going to light up the night? Flashback. They don't have enough mana. Remove X loyalty counters from planeswalkers you control. X can't be 0. They could have removed 2, deal 2, 4. Not enough. Like 2 spells on Elesh Norn? Yeah! Auto Tapper, why didn't you leave me up Mirrex? Why did you neither leave me up Mirrex nor draw me a land? I'd like to draw. I just drew 2 cards. I would have thought I would have gotten a land. Now I'm just going to draw mono land, and I'm going to be complaining about that. Play with fire.
I'm ending this fight.
Ugh. I think we're going to have to block the Urbrask's Forge token this turn, and then challenge them to be able to deal 5 to us. This is going to be a tight game. I think their deck is sweet. Its cards are powerful. I mean, I'm not interested in Urbrask's Forge, but like a lot of their other cards are powerful. I'm into the 6 casting cost Chandra. Koth is one of my favorite cards in the format. What would I like? A Rebuy Angel? We don't even have a 6 mana to make the Rebuy Angel good. I mean, I would still take one. Urbrass Forge. I will block it this time, and if they have 5, they have 5. I think they're like all 4 6 casting cost Chandras down. Is that only 5? Or 3 rather? Lightning Strike. Is this all their cards? One more. Remove from game. I will take that, I guess. Maybe I should have played Norn. Kind of want to draw extra cards, though. Take 3. But Norn would have been a better blocker in that situation. Alright, she can block this turn. See, if I'd played Norn last turn, would I have the fuel to do anything cool? Probably not. Alright, think for a sec. If we attack with both, we're going to draw a card from Wedding Announcement. If we draw a card from Wedding Announcement, is that good or bad? We will have... So their Urbrass Forge is going to make 4 power this turn. We're going to block with Norn for sure. Lay down arms. 4, 5, 6. So we can cast White Sun's Twilight in order to just gain 4 life, which I think we might do. Block. Ting you. If they can kill Norn, whatever. Like if they have 5 points of burn in their hand, they do not. Okay. All attacking. And I am going to lay down arms this token and cast White Sun's Twilight for 4. And I don't think we're going to lose the game now. So we're up to 12 versus 2 cards in hand. We have a flipped Wedding Announcement to Wedding Festivity. They're dead on board. And we gained like 9 life last turn. 7 life, something like that. I think that, yeah. When was the last time you saw that? I'm going to cast White Sun's Twilight, not to kill all the creatures in play, or any creatures at all. I will spend an additional mana to kill my own guy with Lay Down Arms. Classy play here on the 5 with Flores YouTube channel. Very classy. We try to use all parts of the buffalo. The delicious buffalo. Maine strong. What is the opposite of Maine? Southern California? 7. First 3 lands are spoken for. Turn 3 we can go Spirited Companion and Lay Down Arms against like a sizable creature perhaps. I think by turn 4 we will have had 1 extra land from Ambitious Farmhand, and then 2 more draws. Probably can get to Norn on turn 4. Let's find out. If you really want to draw land, one thing that you can do is play Spirited Companion on turn 2, and then play Ambitious Farmhand on turn 3. Spirited Companion might just randomly draw you a land. Obviously, having an additional planes rather than our generic land is advantageous for us. I'm going to make that play. So, we drew a farmhand, which is like essentially a plains or better. I will play Ambitious Farmhand, go get a plains. take this action. And then deploy Lay Down Arms at Blood Tithe Harvester, swing for 1. This way, if they have Corpse Appraiser, they can't kill one of our guys and then immediately get it with Corpse Appraiser. Their mana base is whack. Blood Tithe Harvester 2. Huh. I feel obligated to make this play and hope they don't have Shieldred next turn. We did in fact have 4 lands on turn 4 per our strategy. We can have 5 lands on turn 5, 100% if we want it. Please no Shieldred. It was our own fault. Farmhand. So here's the thing. Playing against Shieldred sucks. On the other hand, their Invoke Despair is terrible in this situation. Like, it's literally just going to get like a token and a wedding announcement. They're going to draw 1 card and their Shieldred's going to stay home. So, moral victory on that one. We're still at 18. I'm not claiming we're in good shape. We use 2-point removal cards on Blood Tithe Harvesters. And they've still got, like, essentially sandbagging 4 life and 2 loots here. What is with all their coming to play tapped rando gain a life lands? They had Shieldred on time. They had Shipwreck Marsh, which is arguably the best of the lands. Maybe they'll attack us. What if we get blocked with everything? What if we blocked with 1 guy? What if they had Brotherhood's End and they could have cast it pre-combat? Haunted Ridge. What if they have Hidetsugu and Kiari? That would be very bad for us. I'm going to play Elesh Norn. Do you think they would have used a point removal card on one of these guys? That's an interesting question, right? I'm going to attack with 1 creature. Tell you why. I want to get a token instead of drawing a card. I feel like if we get to untap with Elesh Norn in play and sufficient tokens, then we're in really good shape. I mean, they could still Brotherhood's End us, I guess. Corpse Appraiser. I don't even think that Shieldred's going to attack this turn. Alright, mill 2 land. And Swiftwater Cliffs is the worst. It makes it so that you can't cast... Invoke Despair very effectively. Are you going to pay? If they don't pay, it means the jig is up. The jig is up! So they used an Abrade. That's actually pretty interesting. We can... like, give Norn lifelink. I kind of love that. Lifelink. Alright. So we're going to get a token off of Wedding Announcement. And we now have insane blocks. So, Reckoner Bankbuster is a 5/5. It can just fight Shieldred in combat and win. And by win, I mean trade, and trading is fine when we're talking about Shieldred. Opponent successfully sandbags 2 life. Try to find an answer for presumably Elesh Norn. Five. Again, Invoke Despair would stink. We would give up a Spirited Companion at this point, I think, in terms of enchantments. We have enchantments and artifacts, which means Roadside Reliquary is online. I'm going to make these here blocks. I think the opponent might have something like Brotherhood's End. If they have Brotherhood's End, then Elesh Norn will live. Another Shieldred works. Die, Shieldred, die. Lifelink. So I'm gonna leave a Spirited Companion, just as an insurance policy against Invoke Despair. Then we don't have to give our Wedding Announcement, or sorry, Wedding Festivity. Draw. Just the Steel Seraph is probably going to be enough to win the game. This Steel Seraph, of course, is going to be gaining double strike and lifelink this turn, because you don't mess with double Norn. Sure, just let the clock go. Cool. Lifelink. Kids at home, don't let Elesh Norn flip. She does not play. She does not play. I know we're like playing a game, quote unquote game of Magic the Gathering. Elesh Norn does not play. Elesh Norn commits violence. Elesh Norn is you don't bring her. She's not the kind of girl you bring home. To mom and dad, she's not nice. It's not her thing. Her thing is double strike. Her thing is +1/+1 counters. It's just violence. We go first. Sand needs a lot of help, so we're playing a 22 land deck. We don't have any of our cantrips. However, I don't want to squander going first with 2 removal cards. I got a little help already. Skrelv's Hive. Interestingly, we got more help, and it's not against the kind of permanent that they have. Oh well. Skrelv, sure. Alright, we got plenty of help. We got even more help from our opponent.
May your blade strike true.
Maybe they have like an extra Skrelv in their hand. They could Tyvar stand here. It's kind of terrible. They're trading a full card for a partial card. Infectious Bite. That did not save their Skrelv. Slaughter Singer. Okay. I think I have to respect the Slaughter Singer. Norn. Samurai.
Keep watch for intruders.
So their deck is terrible at removing creatures. I mean, it can't. Oftentimes plays like, okay, I guess that's a way to remove a creature. It's not that terrible, apparently. Rock Priest. No attack. Interesting.
Show them how we breathe.
I mean, I think I would have put a premium on giving all of my creatures lifelink. Annex Sentry. Cancel. Why did Annex Sentry not... Okay. You and you. That's game, boys! Maybe, you know what? I think for the content, I should have cast Ambitious Farmhand first. You should have gotten more March of the Machine with Mother of Machines double action. Okay. We've got a loss to give. We only need one more for the play-in point. Got a loss. I don't want to give the loss. Do not want to give the loss. There's a famous story of a locker room speech that Anthony Robbins gave to the 2006 Miami Heat. And their opponents were heavily favored. As you probably know, the 2006 Miami Heat won the NBA championship, despite their opponents being heavily favored. And some, for example, people who work at Robbins Research, attribute that to Anthony Robbins. This is going to be a toughie. Opponent going first and having a Thalia on the play against our deck of largely spells. No blocks. Had to get rid of this. Why am I doing Ossification? I have a spare Ossification. We could have done lay down arms, so we would have done nothing with our spare mana, and I'm not going to attack. They have a Mistress Foundry on defense. They could have eaten our guy. Morel. Just not going to attack. They want more action for Morel, which I think is pretty logical. Spirited Companion for heroes. Take that, Morel. Not interested in what you have to offer. No attacks. Uh-oh. Maybe we should have used Ossification the first time around. Norn. Just to reduce the number of soldiers they have. So if they swing with Morel, we're just going to throw everything in front of it and try to kill it. Actually, they're tapped out. If we put Ambitious Farmhand, we'll just lose one additional creature. This should kill Morel. And make them take a bunch of damage. We need to deal with Harbin, or we might just lose the game now. Ugh. $18 life, huh? Maybe we should have sent everything. Gotten a block out of it. Wandering Emperor might have given us some action. I hope we can survive. They're going to send everything, presumably. Which is, I don't know, a ton of damage.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa. And I will protect my... I am almost sad to see you go.
Ooh, they're going to take a F-ton of Elesh Norn blowback on this, though, which is insane. F-ton. We attack with Norn. Attack with everything, right? So if they block with Sky Strike, they'll actually take more than... Oh, no, but we want a blocker. Take 3 here.
Years of training. For guards, to me.
If we survive that Harbin attack, I think we're just like... We're the straight-up heroes of Kamigawa, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. 1 flyer. We should be able to block. Okay, Valiant Veteran's a problem. This is in... I think that... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can block enough that they don't kill us. I think we win. They're going to attack with Sky Strike Officer. If they attack with more, we're just going to block. You block here. 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 What's coming in? 3, 6, 8. Ugh. I guess we don't... 5 blockers. Is there a first striker? So are they going to take damage off the first striker? Yeah, I guess top deck Valiant Veteran got us. They'll pay. I think they're going to get us by 1. They're not going to get us at all. Oh, I guess I counted Thalia hitting us and she didn't hit us. Okay. I can't do... I mean, math is for blockers. I blocked correctly. I just thought that I was going to lose when I won when I blocked. So I guess I would rather have that happen. 7-1. We won the event. We survived a Harbin attack, which was absolutely insane. And let us claim our prize. 3 packs of March of the Machine, a play-in point. Claim this action. What do we got? Obosh the Prey Piercer with alternate art. Sweet. And then the Transcendent Massage. Quad Blue X. Convoke, draw X cards. Invasion of Segovia. A battle. Oh, this is the one with the Kraken. Okay. And finally... Sword of Once and Future. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from blue and black. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player's Surveil 2, then you may cast an instant restore spell with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put in your graveyard, exile it instead. I'm sure this has some applications. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but I got the play-in point. Thanks so much for watching. I was really happy to, first time out with a new deck, with some new cards, with Elesh Norn. Adjectiveless Elesh Norn, as well as Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines. Glad we were able to back up the new deck idea, and I hope you enjoyed it. Just as always, I super appreciate, everybody who's come back to the channel, and tell all your friends. I really mean that, right? So, we would like to grow the channel, so please tell all your friends. Like and subscribe if you like the content. I hope you do if you stayed this long. And help out my buddies at CoolStuffInc.com. Promo code Flores, 5% off if you want to get some Elesh Norns, because you're like, hey, Michael J crushed it in that event with Elesh Norn and Elesh Norn Mother of Machines. If you want to pick up some Elesh Norns, if you want to pick up some Elesh Norn's Mother of Machines, do so at Cool Stuff Inc. You can do so at 5% off when using the promo code Flores, Flores. We'll see you next time.